Okay, guys, welcome back. Welcome back after what has been, for me, a very busy, tiring, amazing, interesting, like so many words that I can use to describe the last few days. But I am back from America, and more importantly, most importantly, whichever hyperbole amazing word you want to use to describe it, I am back on stream. And rather than go full speed ahead right back into the game cycle, obviously it's gonna take me a couple of days to recover from jet lag like it does anyone, because I am definitely feeling it today. I caught up on my sleep, thank God, but because my sleep routine went to it got a bit rubbish whilst in America. But I've caught up on my sleep, but I definitely still need to get my physical tiredness, like get that out of my system, and also the mental tiredness of, because when you're in a new country, you obviously take, it takes a bit of brain power to figure out where you want to be, where you want to go, who you're hanging out with. So yeah. So because of that, because I'm still very much in jet lag mode today, I didn't want to rush back into what today would have either been Resident Evil or Persona. It probably would have been Persona because Fred is actually rather unluckily out of the house right now because, of course, the first full day he has back in the UK, and already his parents are like, or his dad anyway, is like, oh no, you got a house sit, and it's like, oh no. So yeah, but it would have been Persona if I felt like in a game cycle mood, but I don't, so I'm just gonna chat about my American experience and other things whilst playing my favourite gacha game that I have played on stream a couple of times now, Umamusume. So, yeah, I'm just checking the game. Yeah, the music is fine. I will be having copyright friendly background music on whilst I play this game because I don't know whether it's just a me problem now because it's been broken for a while, but the game audio in Umamusume is currently very broken, very crackly, very horrible. So y'all are gonna have to make do with this hopefully very good, very relaxing anime music. I mean, I like it, but I also feel like it's important if you guys are gonna listen to this for like 2 to 3 hours, however long I decide to go today. Yeah, it's important that you guys are gonna like it too. So I think today in Umamusume, I'm gonna mainly be focusing on completing whatever objectives I have left in the current in-game event, because there is actually an in-game event going on right now in Umamusume. Oh, I got a lot of carrots for my login. I don't have quite enough to do a poll, but we're nearly there. So the event closes in 4 days, so I'm just gonna see. Well, I have one objective to collect for logging in. So yeah, so I've got to get so many fans in career mode, so it's looking like from these objectives that I'll be doing, we'll have a good variation. Whoa, okay. Ooh, there's a challenge I can set myself for the stream. I wonder if I can... Yeah, okay, that's gonna be my challenge for this stream then, to see if I can actually complete all of these event objectives, because I can theoretically do this all in one stream. Because I mean, I've got more than enough energy to play Team Trials 8 times. I mean, I might have to grind a few career modes to get to 2 million fans, maybe. And then, yeah, I just gotta make sure I have Umamusume that I can do a career mode with that have both of these events in them. Just gonna have a quick sip of my drink. Oh, god damn it. Of course my drink did that thing that it does where it just decides to randomly spit out water out of the side of my bottle. And of course now my dressing gown is a little wet. So, yeah. Right. So, I'm just gonna quickly look at the objectives again. So, I need to play Team Trials anyway, so I might start off this Umamusume gameplay fairly easily and just do the Team Trials. Yeah, because I feel like the career mode things are gonna be the ones that take more time. So whereas playing 8 Team Trials games, I mean, I've got 5 of them loaded up already. So where? Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna show you guys my current team because my team has changed a little bit since the last time I played Umamusume. I have gotten a few new Umas and I've been definitely utilizing those. You might also see I have actually gotten quite a few more B ranks now, so I am very much at the B rank Umamusume player rating. Narita Taishin, who is actually the ace for my medium team, she is actually a B plus rank, and that was really surprising to get because especially before the try that I got the B plus rank for Narita Taishin, I was not having much luck with her career at all. So I don't know whether something just clicked and I got the right build, but yeah, that went really well. So let's start by doing some team trials. And whilst the races and everything are going to be going on, that's when I'm going to fit in my conversation about my holiday, because obviously this is a stream, so I do want to make sure I talk about the game whilst also talking about what's happening in my life and my goings on. Yeah. Hi, February is coming. I was attending a friend's wedding, and also I took a few days to explore the area and get used to and experience American culture, basically. Yeah, but it was really fun, really a really amazing few days just getting to explore and see and kind of see some of the things that make America so great. At least to an outsider. I don't know how an American would feel about me saying that stuff, because I mean, I totally understand if Americans would watch this and be like, America's great. I don't know about that. So, brave of you with Trump there? Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was something I had to be careful about because I am not a Donald Trump lover in the slightest. I kind of hate him, to put it lightly. So that's one area I kind of had to be careful with, like kind of treading lightly around the politics and stuff and making sure not to ruffle any feathers, because whereas I hate Trump, I do know that Trump does have some fans. So yeah, gotta be careful. So in terms of the game, I'm gonna stick to the middle ranking for these team trials matches, like the middle option, because I could kind of cheat and go for the easy races where I'm more likely to win, or I could be a little bit of a bonehead and go for the harder option, but I'm gonna go for what I like to call kind of like the medium same level option. So, but my American holiday was great, the wedding was great. It was a really intimate wedding that was in a church, and there was quite a few guests there, and like the bride looked amazing in her dress, and that's definitely the kind of, I mean, I don't know whether my wedding that I'm hopefully gonna have this year will be in a church. I'm kind of maybe looking for more maybe outdoors or in a local hotel or restaurant, because I mean, I'm not going to go too much into detail because I know as well as politics, religion can be a bit of a weird. Yeah, that's a really good question actually. So going there, there wasn't much turbulence, but on the way back there was quite a bit of turbulence, enough for the seatbelt lights come on and be like, please put on your belts now. Yeah, some of the turbulence was a little scary, was a little bit like, oh hello, what's going on here, but I feel like I handled it well. I don't really know what caused it, because on the flight back it was mainly, I think it's known as a red-eye flight, where it was, I mean, it was during the night, so I couldn't really see much. So, and I think most of the turbulence did take place during the night. So it was kind of hard to even see, like, oh, was it clouds causing it? Was it really windy? I couldn't really tell, because all I could hear, like, I couldn't hear anything going on with the plane. I could just hear like the usual engine noises that you'd hear on a flight. But yeah, the turbulence, I mean, I kind of expected turbulence, so it didn't shock me, but it was still a bit like, oh, I hope it doesn't get so bad that we're gonna go into kind of danger or panic mode. Okay, so I lost that match. So let's see. So I lost that match, but not by much. I did win my sprint race. So my racer Current Chan came in first. King Halo was in second, and then Fuji Kiseki was in fourth. And I also won my mile race. So Lucky Smart Falcon. I need to remember that Uma's name. I always misremember it. Smart Falcon was in first. El Condor Pasa was in fifth, and then a girl that's quickly becoming one of my favourite Umas thanks to the anime that came out this year, Cinderella Grey. Ogre Cap was in fourth. But, so not the best start to my team trials, but not the worst either. I could have been absolutely whitewashed. So I'm gonna race again, go for the middle option, and try my luck a second time. So I don't use any like negative boosters or anything. The only boosters I'll maybe use during team trials is the parfait, which automatically puts your racers in like the best mood they can be in. Or maybe the sunny booster, which basically makes sure all of your races take place in the best weather with the best track conditions. So what else can I say about my flight to and from America? So yeah, there was quite a bit of turbulence. I got treated to quite a lot of food on my flights, which was nice. Usually when I fly out somewhere, I'm very lucky to even get like one snack. But then, to be fair, the flights to and from America are probably the longest flights I've ever been on in my life. I'm not even joking about that either, because usually when I go on holiday, I'll only travel like to a nearby European country, like Spain or France. But I've never actually kind of left. I mean, technically, obviously, I'm from the UK and Great Britain or United Kingdom, where we're classed as a separate kind of entity, especially now that we've left Europe or left the European Union anyway. So, but I've never actually left Europe, so to especially on the way there to fly over, I don't think we flew over the North Pole. I think we flew over the South Pole, which was a bit of a weird route to get to America. But at the same time, I was in Oregon, so I was on the west coast pretty much of America, just under California. Or is it above California? I know Oregon's somewhere there, but also I think I jinxed myself because I know I've been sat on this screen for a couple of minutes and yeah, I lost all my races, sad face. So I'm just gonna try again and then I'll continue my Oregon storytelling. So keep it going. But so there was a lot of food on the plane, yeah. So there was kind of like a snack in like the early hours of the flight, then roughly halfway through the flight was when the meals would take place. So on the flight there, my in-flight meal was tomato gnocchi, which gnocchi is an Italian delicacy. It's basically potato dumplings that they're kind of like a substitute for like pasta balls, I think, because it does, even though it is potato, it does very much taste like pasta. Or actually, it might be pasta. I mean, yeah, you'll have to deal with me you'll have to bear with me if I say stupid things. Like, clearly my brain is still kind of recuperating and rebuffering itself. So potato or gnocchi on the way there, and then on the way back my in-flight meal was jambalaya chicken, and as well as like the two main meals that I just mentioned, I did get a bunch of side stuff. So there was a bread roll, usually crackers with cheese, the beer dessert items. So on the way there, I got apple and blackberry crumble in like a little pudding pot, And then on the way back, I got this really, really good chocolate cheesecake in like a little pot. So it was basically, there wasn't even a base, which was weird. It was just like the cheesecake mix in a pot, but it was still really, really good, really, really flavorful. But I hope I get to have more flights like that where I get a bunch of food. And then also in the morning, so on the way there, or not in the morning, but in the late hours of the flight, so on the way there, I got a cheese and onion roll. So like a sausage roll, but instead of sausage, it was cheese and onion chutney. So cheese and then like a onion chutney or relish. Oh, hi Cookie on YouTube. Hopefully you're still in here. I don't know how long that message has been in the chat, but yeah, welcoming Cookie. I hope you're having a great day. But so yeah, I got a cheese and onion roll on the way or late into my first flight to America. And then, oh yeah, that was it. I got a egg and cheese bagel. It was kind of like a, it was almost like a rip-off of an egg and cheese McMuffin, but instead of like a, you know, like a bread cake, it was a bagel. But it reminded me a lot of like a McMuffin that you might get for breakfast. Even though usually I've not had a McMuffin in ages, but usually if I get a McMuffin, I'll have a bit of meat in it. So I used to get sausage, egg and cheese when I got McMuffins regularly, but again, I've not had a McMuffin in ages. So okay, so the third race, going back to Umamusume. So the third race went a lot better than the second race did anyway, because I won and I only lost one match. So for the first race, so El Condor Pasa was first on that race. Smart Falcon, that is her name, right? Yeah, so Smart Falcon was second, and then Ogre Cap was in 8th, so, or 6th, one of them. I think that's an 8. It's hard to tell because the brown font kind of does blend into the Umamusume picture a little. So Ogre didn't do so well on that race. Then in the second race, Agnes Tachyon. Yeah. Agnes Tachyon was first. Sakura Bakashin 0 or was in 6th, and then Symboli Rudolph was in 5th. Narita Taishin was first. Medjura McQueen was 4th, and Super Creek was 5th. Then the one I lost. So yeah, I didn't lose that one by much because Gold Ship on my team came in 2nd, but it wasn't quite enough to beat Rice Shower on the opposite team, who was 1st. And then for race 5, Kurun-chan was 1st, King Hilo was 2nd, and Kiseki was 6th. Hi Junichiro on Twitch. I'm currently doing team trials, but I will be doing career mode later on in the stream. I am currently trying to finish the objectives for the current Umamusume in-game event, which is called Feasting or Hungry for a Miracle. That was it. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna ditch my usual strategy for this race, because if I win every race in the easiest option, oh no, in the hardest option, sorry, I get a present. So I'm gonna risk potentially getting my butt kicked to maybe get more rewards out of it. I do wonder how accurate the algorithm is for Umamusume selecting which opponents go in which team trials group though, because I have had it a couple of times where I will play the hardest option, but I'll actually end up winning, and it will always shock me. Like, it shocked me when that happened the couple of times I've done it, because, you know, you don't expect to win the hardest mode. Not unless you really, really are confident in your Umamusume selection, which, when you see that some of these Umamusume on the right are A ranks, it's a bit like, oh. Okay, let's see. Whoa, okay, I won my first race. Let's see. Lose. Okay. I need to win this last one. Oh my god, I actually won. I won on the hardest mode. Whoa. Okay. So I got 3 presents because I won. Yeah. So I think, going back to my American conversation, I think in terms of the flight, I had a lot of food, and yeah, it was a long flight. Oh, also, I'm really glad my flight was one of those flights where there was a in-flight, like there was TV screens on the back of the seats so I can watch movies, which came in really handy because that was, watching movies and TV shows was very much how I passed the 9 or so hours that I was in the air, because yeah, it takes a long time to get from the UK to America, so I did have to endure quite the long haul flight both there and back, so that meant I had plenty of time to pass by using the in-flight movie screens and entertainment to watch movies and TV shows, which I did. So on the flight there, I know I started by watching one of my, yeah, I'm gonna say one of my favourite movies that came out last year, which I also feel was a pretty underrated movie. I don't know whether I didn't really see much love or buzz about it when it came out, but I've really, really liked the How to Train Your Dragon live action movie that came out last year. I think it was really, really good. And if you're a fan of the DreamWorks animated movies, I highly recommend watching it. But yeah, so the How to Train Your Dragon live action movie was the first movie I watched on the flight. And then I think that was the only new movie I watched, at least on the flight there. All of the other things I watched on the flight there were favourite movies of mine. So Pitch Perfect 1, Guardians of the Galaxy, because I'm a big MCU person. I love my Marvel Cinematic Universe. I do still need to catch up on like both the current phase and I think the last phase, but the phase that had Infinity War and Endgame in it, I just think was such a good phase of the cinematic universe to be a fan of. Even if Infinity War did get a lot of polarization because of the big, you know, snap the finger and half the universe is missing dealio. So and then on the flight back, I didn't watch as many movies on the flight back because I was way more tired, so I felt more like sleeping. But I think the biggest thing I watched on the way back, which I hadn't seen yet, but I finally got around to watching it, was the second live action mixed with computer animated Sonic movie. So I finally saw Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and I do actually agree with what fans say about it. It does kind of stick more closely, especially when it comes to Knuckles. The Sonic lore, I feel like it does a better job of sticking to, whereas Sonic the Hedgehog 1, when I saw that movie, I was a bit disappointed because it mainly felt just like Sonic found himself in the real world and spent most of the movie, when he wasn't going after Robotnik anywhere, he was kind of like, ooh, chili cheese dog. Ooh, what's that over there? What's that over there? Like, I felt like more went on in the second movie, which is why I enjoyed it more. So, okay. I think that's all I can say about the flight to America. I don't want to go too much into the flight because obviously what you guys hopefully do want to hear about when it comes to my American vacation is what I actually did there. And I actually did way more stuff than I thought I was going to do. I thought initially going in, I was like, okay, I'm going to America to attend someone's wedding. It's probably just going to be a bunch of, well, mostly relaxing with maybe a little bit of sightseeing, and then the wedding kind of mushed in the middle of it, like a big holiday sandwich or something. But no, Fred's friend, whose wedding I went to, he had a really, like, if someone kind of asked you, or if someone kind of told you, oh, okay, you're coming to Oregon, I'm gonna organize things that I think someone in Oregon would really, or someone new coming to Oregon would really like and want to do, then I'll do that. So yeah, there was the itinerary, there was a mix of like eating American food that we might not get to eat over here in the UK. So I had proper, I mean for breakfast on like the first full day that I had in America, I had proper American, or Oregon anyway, proper crepes, or crepes, however you might say them, but like the really fancy French pancake. And oh my god, they might have been the best crepes I've ever had. So it was kind of like a strawberry compote, like a strawberry mix. So like kind of slightly mushed strawberries, but not mushy enough that you think, oh, why am I eating this? And then a really nice strawberry jam or sauce. And so that was stuffed inside the crepes, and then along with the crepes I got this really nice, it wasn't quite whipped cream, it was kind of like the perfect in between of like pouring double cream and whipped cream, but it was really good. And yeah, so I am very glad I kind of woke up on the second day and was like, I want American crepes or pancakes for breakfast, because I certainly got that. Yeah. I think my other food related highlight was getting to try a totally authentic American fast food restaurant that you definitely will not find, at least in my area of the UK. So I got to try A&W, which is a fast food restaurant that it's kind of like McDonald's, where it mainly does burgers, but its tagline is something like all American, like authentic all American food or something like that. So I got to have, and this is very much an American delicacy or an American treat that I know people over there enjoy, but I actually didn't know whether I was going to get to try it, and I got to try a root beer, which was very interesting. And I I also didn't realise that a root beer isn't alcoholic, it's just like a fancy word for soda. Or at least the one at A&W is very, you know, it's a soda, it's not like alcohol. And there's probably a few Americans that are doing that are kind of looking at me as an outsider right now and are like, wait, you didn't know root beer was a soda? But in my defense, I'm from the UK. There are probably a lot of things that I don't know about America. And yeah. And root beer being a soda is apparently one of those things. So I had a root beer from AEW, not AEW, that's a wrestling company, A&W, which I really enjoyed. And I kind of went a bit more unexpected and also plain for my meal choice from AEW because I chose to get the fish sandwich combo that they have. So it's basically, I mean, if you were at McDonald's, it'd be a filet of fish, basically. And yeah, so I had the filet of fish equivalent at A&W with fries. And I also got to try A&W's cheesecake bites, which are really, really nice. Because Fred's friend, whose wedding we went to, they got some of those and they were really, really, really good. So, okay, I recognise I've been rambling on about America, so I'm gonna go back to my game for a minute just to look at the matches I won. So yeah, I won 3 out of 5 matches, which is enough to count as a win. And because I got a reward for every time that I won, yeah, there we go. Gonna race again. So we have one more team trials race to do, though I do want to satisfy the event objectives, so I will be doing a few more games which I can get using in-game energy items that I have an abundance of in my inventory. So I'm gonna go back to the middle option. And I will just reiterate, if you guys are wondering what the background music is, it's not in-game background music because the audio in Umamusume is mostly copyrighted from my belief. So yeah, I'm playing it safe. And then 2, the audio, at least on the PC version and in my experience, is broken anyway. So yeah, side games, if you are somehow, for some reason watching this, you really need to work on that. So, yeah, so crepes, A&W, what else did I have whilst I was in Oregon? I had a really nice Thai green curry because for the last full day that I went to in America, everything was kind of lined up really nicely. So basically, the couple whose wedding I went to in America, their honeymoon pretty much lined up with the last full day that me and Fred had in America anyway. So yeah, even if they did leave us alone for a little bit just to head off on their honeymoon, at least me and Fred didn't really feel their absence long enough to be like, oh no, they're not here, we don't know what we're doing. So for the last full day and for the last meal that we had with the newlyweds, as they were at that point, because I think the wedding took place on like maybe the 2nd or 3rd full day that we had in America, and then we had like 2 or 3 days after that to just relax around. So yeah, so for the last meal with the newlyweds before they went off on their honeymoon, I went to a Thai restaurant where I had, it was really weird because in terms of flavour, it was probably the most flavorful and tasty Thai green curry I've ever had. But at the same time, it was probably the spiciest Thai green curry I've ever had, because I don't know whether it was just a thing with that Thai restaurant or whether it's a thing in America in general. But I, on the menu, and on the menu it said that Thai green curry is mild, which, yeah, if you're in the UK, it usually is. Like, you'll get a little bit of spice, but not much. And yeah, so, but I kind of realised in hindsight, or maybe it was just a thing with that restaurant, clearly American mild spice is like British medium spice. So if you got something medium in Britain, it would or in the UK, it would probably taste how the Thai green curry I had in America tasted in terms of spice. And yeah, that was pushing my spice limit a fair bit, because I'm not really one for spicy food. If I do have something spicy, I want it to be mild. And when I say mild, just like a little bit of spice that maybe tickles the back of your throat a little bit. Not like, as this curry was, like just hot spice swimming around my mouth. So yeah. But that team trials match did not go well at all. I only won one match. So yeah, hopefully the next team trials race we'll get back to our winning ways. But before that, I do need to restore my race points. So I'm gonna do that using carrot jellies. And so how many? I'm gonna go 3, because I think it said I needed 8 team trials matches to do the objective. Oh, okay, so yeah, so we're gonna do my usual middle option again, but this time we're gonna get the with every win rewards with every win buff again. So whenever I win, yeah, we'll get those fancy extra, I say fancy, but it's only like it's only like in-game money, like either coins to improve your support cards or potentially level up your race's potential, or it'll be carrots, which this game's kind of gacha currency, which you use to get new support cards and umas in the polls. So, but going back to the American conversation, so I had it. So yeah, I've told you about the crepes, told you about A&W, told you about Thai green curry. So I think the only other main food item I had of note was Burger King, because me and Fred wanted to do something that made us feel a little bit closer to home. So we had some proper American Burger King, because you do get Burger King in the UK, and there is one very near, relatively near to our house back in the UK. But we wanted to try proper American Burger King, so I got to have if you're in America, you should know about this, but Burger King are currently doing a steakhouse Whopper burger. So a steakhouse version of their well-known Whopper. Their Whopper beef patty, basically served with items that you might get with steak in a steakhouse. So bacon, mushrooms, kind of like a steak-inspired sauce, cheese, but it was really, really nice. I also got that as part of a combo, so I had fries, and I think I got a Dr. Pepper cherry for my drink, which was very, very nice. I am a big fan of cherry flavoured. In the UK we call them soft drinks, but in America you call them sodas. But so the cherry Dr. Pepper I had was very, very nice. Whew. Just giving myself a moment to breathe, because I'm kind of doing that thing where I'm talking so much and then my breath's like, wait, I need a sec to kind of catch up. And then the last thing I'll say about the food is me and Fred had 3 American snack items just to lunch on whilst we were at the hotel, because me and Fred, we're very much the kind of people where we'll have one meal and then later in the day, if that meal was not filling enough, we'll have something peckish and something extra. Yeah, just making sure the music audio is not overwhelming my voice. So the snacks me and Fred had, we had Cheetos, because I've always wanted to try Cheetos, because in the UK, I think in the UK you can get Cheetos Puffs, but you can't get like the proper kind of knick-knack style Cheeto, where it's like the long stick thing. So I got the proper Cheetos. I didn't get Flaming Hot because I'm not, even though I do want to try Flaming Hot at some point, I'm not the biggest, you already know I'm not the biggest spicy food person, so I'm not gonna jump at having a super spicy crisp, or chip as you call them in America, if you're American anyway. So I had Cheetos. I had both the original like stick variant that I describe as a knick-knack, and kind of like a knick-knack type Cheeto, and then I had Cheetos Puffs, which, we do kind of have those in the UK, because Cheetos Puffs just reminded me of a What's It, which is the cheesy puffs that you can get here in the UK. So yeah, there's a recommendation if you are a Cheetos Puffs lover and you're in the UK and you're like, oh, why can I get Cheetos Puffs but in the UK? Just get What's It's, because they're very, very similar. I will say the only difference is, yeah, you get the cheesy flavour, but they're probably not as big as the Cheetos Puffs are in America. That's one thing that caught me off guard when I was having the Cheetos Puffs, was how big each particular puff is. Pardon me. And then I think the final thing I'm going to talk about in America, so I've talked about the flights, I've talked about the food, but I'm just going to quickly go through each of the activities that I did. So in terms of sightseeing, so the first sightseeing thing I did in America was, well, the first thing I'd properly consider sightseeing was we went to the Oregon coast, and me and Fred kind of got to gaze in awe and also walk up and down a little bit. But we visited the sand dunes, which until we got to customs, so obviously whenever you go somewhere you have to go through like this station at an airport where they check your passport, and if you're going to America, me and Fred didn't know this until we got to this part, but there's the border patrol officers that you have to, yeah, you basically get like a mini interview and they ask you questions about what you're doing in America. And like as like a friendly kind of conversation closer before me and Fred had to move on to the next step at the airport, he goes, "Enjoy the sand dunes." And me and Fred were both like, "Wait, the sand dunes in Oregon?" And yeah, it turns out now we very much know Oregon coast does have really, really nice sand dunes. And yeah, we didn't really walk up and down the sand dunes as much, but the sand dunes are near they're near a beach, which is also near a rather kind of hilly, like, for someone like me with poor balance issues, it was a bit of a chore because I'm not the best at like walking up and down inclines. So I definitely had to get help with that. So we visited the Oregon coast. We went to Fred's friend's house, like the groom's house, for a bit as well, just when there was nothing else to do and we needed a place to kind of just like unwind and relax that wasn't our hotel. So Fred's friend's house was very much our kind of secondary HQ. So we played games and we talked, and I mean, I kind of figured I'd get to meet a lot of new people on the trip, but I was really glad that was actually the case, because I mean, this may sound a bit like a funny thing to say, but I probably did the most handshaking during the 5 days in America that I've ever done in my life. Like, Americans are very, or at least the people I met in Oregon, they were very, very welcoming and very kind of like, "Oh, hi, I'm insert name here," and then handshake, which was really, really nice. So yeah, and I hope, especially given that the wedding guests and party were all in like a little Discord server, so hopefully the people that I did meet and strike up conversations with, I will get to actually keep in touch with them outside of Oregon, which would be really nice. Yeah. So I saw the sand dunes. I also got to have a proper American bonfire moment, because whereas the wedding itself was very traditional and religious and like in a church and very conventional, the one unconventional thing that did surprise me a little bit was, I mean, this might be a more popular choice than I expected, but the groom and the bride who were getting married in America, they didn't have a separate bachelor party and hen do. They had a joint bonfire party as like the last thing that they did before they got married. So the night before the wedding, me, Fred, and then our new American friends, we got to sit around a bonfire and just kind of bond, and it was really, really nice, because even though it was cold on the beach, the bonfire definitely helped in warming us up. There was also snacks there, not like traditional campfire snacks, like no s'mores, no marshmallow, but there was like crisps and sweet snacks, which was really, really nice. So yeah, there was a bonfire. We also got to walk around the town that we were staying in, because me and Fred, so we traveled quite a bit around Oregon. Like we went to a few towns, but the one we were staying in was a coastal town in Oregon called Florence, which is more well known as a retirement community, although there are people in their 30s and 40s that will live there. So that's where we stayed, and I think it was on one evening we kind of ended the day before we went back to our hotel by walking around Florence and just seeing what was in the the port area specifically, like the kind of harboury area. Like there was a lot of souvenir shops, and yeah, it was really nice. It kind of reminded me of whenever I'd go to a nearby seaside town and like in the summer and just like spend the day there. Although when I go to the seaside, I don't just look in souvenir shops. I go on the beach and get ice cream and go to the amusements, like the arcades and all that stuff. So wow. But I think those were all of the main like sightseeing-y things I did in America, other than, eating at the restaurants. However, when I was at the hotel, I did get to just like really wind down and relax, which was nice. So when I wasn't sleeping, I was mainly watching a lot of my favourite American shows on TV. So me and Fred watched a fair bit of South Park and The Simpsons. I watched a bit of NCIS because I'm really, I mean, this might be a bit of a guilty pleasure fact about me, but I love kind of like crime dramas and police procedurals. And yeah, that was really nice to kind of have NCIS as kind of like that familiar show. Although it was really interesting because one thing I noticed about American TV compared to UK TV is, I mean, in the UK you will get like reruns, like there will be a lot of programs that will repeat, but one thing American does differently is it will kind of interlope that with marathons, where certain channels will have like so like Disney XD, for an example to use, that me and Fred watched during the holiday. Disney XD were doing a Gravity Falls marathon, and Gravity Falls is a really good animated TV show that I highly recommend. And yeah, it was really fun to kind of watch that, especially because I've never actually finished Gravity Falls. I think the last time I watched it, I still had Disney Plus and I was able to watch it on that. So yeah. Oh man, have I really only been talking for about an hour? I am like puffed out. So, but in terms of my American holiday, that's pretty much all I can tell you guys. I feel like I did a good job of telling you pretty much everything that went down, because I really haven't left much out in terms of details and everything. But I mean, I guess my closing point on my American holiday conversation would be, yeah, it's definitely made me and Fred want to visit even more American states in the future. Like, I don't think we'll be going to like the popular expected ones. So maybe not New York, maybe not California, but I mean, I know one state that I definitely wouldn't mind visiting in the future, just because it's my namesake state, is Georgia. I've always wanted to go to Georgia, just because, I mean, my name's Georgia, so it would be really funny to just be in a state and like everyone's saying like, oh my god, we're in Georgia. Although I do worry that I'm gonna have that kind of paranoia where I feel like someone's talking about me all the time. But in terms of Georgia, I definitely would want... I mean, I don't know whether I go to many towns in Georgia. I probably just want to stick to Atlanta, because that's the well-known one. Well, the well-known city, anyway. Ooh, play team. Yeah, so I did do it enough times. So there we go. That is the first event objective. So we are one event objective closer to completing the event. So, oh yeah, I did give it enough. So now I'm gonna go on to enhance, because I have some in-game money to spend. So who am I gonna level up? I have got quite a few support cards. Which one is the first one that I can level up? Let's see. Who's the lucky recipient? Ooh, my Tracing Academy Rice Shower card. Very, very nice. I can only level it up 1 level, but that's good enough. It's better than no levels. Okay. So I got more money from playing Team Trials, doing the daily objective, and I'm gonna get some prize coins. And then, okay, what am I... Oh, wait. What? Oh, I was hoping that bunch of extra XP would get me more event rewards, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. Oh, I'll get a reward in 950 points. Okay, so I already got that reward, so that was a bit uneventful. Okay. So I did the team trial stuff, so if I remember rightly, all of the event missions now are just career related. So let's see. Yeah, so get so many fans in Korea, NHK Mile Championship, and then I think, yeah, so it looks like either way I'm gonna be doing mile focused Uma Korea, so yeah. Although first, I am gonna need a quick bathroom break, so I will be right back. But in the meantime, please feel free to hydrate, get some snacks, and keep yourself awake and entertained whilst I get back. Okay, I will see you all in a minute, hopefully. Hopefully I won't be that long. So, yeah. Okay, guys, I am back. There we go. Just move that slightly away from my face. Oh, thank you for your patience whilst I went for that bathroom break. Yeah. So right now, just as like a status update, so I'm thinking right now this stream is probably gonna be 2 hours just because we're an hour in and I can already feel myself getting really tired. So I don't want to push it too much longer. So I think if I give it another hour, I will be at the point where, yeah, I'm okay to end the stream. So I just wanted to let you guys know of that. Hopefully I can have a drink of my water without it spitting all over me. Yeah, there you go. It must have been like pressure. There we go. So, okay, so now we're gonna go for a career mode. So I'm just gonna go on my list of Umas that I have. And I'm just gonna go through each of the ones that I know are mile focused and see what events they do. So, I mean, the one Uma that comes to mind immediately is Ogre Cap, because I know she has the NHK, well, the NHK Cup, and I'm pretty sure she has the Mile Championship as well. So actually, I may just do Ogre Cap, because even though I've already got a B rank as her, yeah, she just seems like the most logical choice to complete this event with. So, yeah. Okay. So we're gonna do a Unity Cup playthrough. And I think you can check an Umasume's goals. Career info, let's see, goals. Yeah, there we go. So NHK Mile Cup and top 3 in Mile Championship. So yeah, we're gonna do that. It's like, yeah, I just realised Ogre Cap is a featured Umamusume in this event. So like in the Hungry for a Miracle event, which I think is why the game is like, oh, please win the Mile Championship and the Mile Cup. So yeah, we're gonna do Ogre Cap. I am gonna be using a build guide just to make sure we get the best possible scenario. So let's see, improve her mile aptitude, obviously. So who have I got? So Marazensky, yep, she'll do. And yeah, I'll do vodka, my B rank vodka. So, and then next, and then I always, like, this might be a bad strategy, but I always just auto-fill the support cards, because, I mean, support cards don't really matter that much to getting a great... I mean, they might matter more than I think they do, but I've been doing perfectly fine for my career modes without tailoring my support card deck too much. So autofill it is, and then there we go, start career. So I will be skipping through all of the dialogue and shortening all the events just to make this career mode take the least time it can, especially because if I am going to make this a short stream, I only have just under 50 minutes left. So I want to make sure that I can try and do all of the objectives in the event by that point. So let's see. So in terms of training Urgery, so I need enough stamina and power, I think. Why can I not? Oh wow, game 8, you have not very good mobile site design. Stamina and... yeah, wow. Whoa, okay, yeah. Game 8, your website, you need a bottom scroll bar because that is not very mobile friendly. Okay, stamina and power. Is the other one. There we go. So we're gonna train stamina first because that's lower. And I guess the other thing I mainly wanted to talk about was what I'm gonna do now I'm back in the UK. So obviously I had a great time in America, but I think the first thing I'm gonna do now that I'm back home is just, I mean, I am jet lagged, so I'm gonna let that blow over first. And then, so whilst that's happening, I'm gonna catch up on my TV, definitely. Because whereas I did get to watch a fair bit of TV in America, there are certain types of TV that I didn't get to watch at all in America. So I didn't really take any, other than my phone, I didn't take any other electronic devices, so I couldn't use Crunchyroll to watch my anime, because Crunchyroll is what I watch my anime on. So just this morning I had to watch a fair bit of anime to catch up, so I watched the latest dub episode for Gacha Yakuta, which was really good. Last night to wind down, I was rewatching more Apothecary Diaries, and then the other anime thing I watched this morning was I watched the first episode of the final part of the final season of Fire Force, which, oh my god, that was, I mean, I was expecting the first episode back to be good, but I wasn't expecting it to be that good. Like, everything about the first episode back of Fire Force was amazing. Like, the humor was amazing, the story progression was really good. It was really great to see like all the Fire Force characters back on my screen again. So Shinra, Captain Obi, Hinowa, Iris, Joker, Benimaru. Like, yeah, Fire Force is I think Fire Force is a really underrated anime. Like, it is fairly popular, but I do feel like if more people knew about it and if more people actually gave it a watch, it could become really popular. I definitely highly recommend it, especially because I think in terms of anime out right now, I feel like the best animated anime I've seen recently, pardon me, is either Demon Slayer or Chainsaw Man, but I definitely think that Fire Force is up there in terms of really, really, really well animated animes, especially when you compare it to David Productions' other most popular anime, but maybe for all the wrong reasons, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, because one of the biggest things that everyone kind of complained about with the JoJo anime was the animation. So clearly David Production listened, because they animate Fire Force, and Fire Force is like leagues above JoJo in terms of animation quality. Yeah. So power. And I know today at some point another underrated anime that I highly recommend, Oshinoko, is coming back for its 3rd season. I know that JJK season 3 has come out as well, but it's only come out in the sub, and I am waiting for the English dub because the English dub for JJK is so good. It's probably one of the best English dubs that you can watch for an anime, at least for like the modern animes, because I obviously last year, it's so weird that 2025 was last year now, but last year I had the incredible opportunity and honour really of meeting Yuji Itadori's English voice actor Adam MacArthur, who was an absolute gentleman. And yeah, and I also got to indirectly meet Anyako, who plays Nobara Kugisaki in the English dub for JJK as well. I didn't go up to her autograph table because I was really only focused on, well, I would have been focused on meeting Clifford Chapin, who is best known for voicing Katsuki Bakugo in MHA, if he hadn't have cancelled at the con I was going to last minute. But yeah, I was mainly focused on definitely meeting Adam MacArthur and Austin Tyndall, which were the two voice actors that I actually did get to go up to and talk to at AnimeCon last year. So I didn't meet Anyako at her autograph table, but I did go to her panel, which was really fun. So yeah, so now that I've like met in some way or another two of the main English cast members for JJK, like, it has made my soft spot for that show grow even more, especially because if you are an anime fan like me, and you do ever get the chance to meet or go to either Adam or Anne's panel, they make it very clear how much of their heart, soul and body they put into recording their lines for JJK. So yeah, because like Adam MacArthur, I mean, one riveting but also jarring story I'll take away from his panel was he literally cried for hours on end in the studio just recording his lines for the Shibuya incident, which is probably the most well-known arc in the JJK anime that's premiered so far. Obviously the Culling Game arc, which is the newest season of JJK that's just started coming out, I think that might replace it, because the Culling Game season of JJK, just from the trailers, looks incredible. But yeah, the Shibuya incident arc, which took up half of season 2, maybe even more of that was no joke. Like, very emotional, very dark. A little bit funny, because obviously for an anime, when it's all dark, you do have to have like the comedy relief or the lighter moments. So speaking of JJK, the lo-fi anime song that's on right now that you might be able to hear in the background behind my voice is Lost in Paradise from JJK, which I think still to this day, like JJK season 1, it came out roughly 5 years ago now, I think, maybe even more than that, but Lost in Paradise by ALI and Aklo is still, or Ali and Aklo, I think that's still one of the best ending themes I've ever had in an anime. Like I've only seen a few anime, but Lost in Paradise from JJK it's a bop, to put it you know, directly in every single sense of the word, from the instruments to how dancey it is, how catchy it is. Ali's vocals, like, oh, so good. But going back to Oshinoko, so yeah, Oshinoko season 3 comes out at some point today. I think Oshinoko might be the only exception for a new anime, at least lately, because usually when a new season of an anime comes out, I'll wait for the dub. But Oshinoko, it is available on Netflix in the UK, because Netflix were actually the main way to watch Oshinoko for seasons 1 and 2, but Crunchyroll are taking it over for season 3. Well, Oshinoko on Netflix in the UK, it's only available in Japanese, so I am actually way more used to the sub version than the dub. So I probably won't wait for Oshinoko. Like, probably after this stream, if I see that Oshinoko's out, I'll just watch it. Because, yeah, because I am used to the Japanese for that one, and I feel like it would be more familiar watching Oshinoko with Japanese sub than with the English dub. Yeah. But I highly recommend Oshinoko. It's a little bit of a girly anime because it basically follows, well, for the first episode it follows an idol who basically deals with like the highs and lows of, you know, being an idol in Japan. But after that, considering a very big something that happens in the debut episode, which by the way is like a movie, it's amazing, and it's not just because of its long run time. But yeah, something happens to the supposed main character in season 1, or not in season 1, in episode 1, and then after that Oshinoko focuses on the daughter and the son, who in themselves they have a really wacky story because they're actually the reincarnations of a fan of the idol from episode 1, and the boy, the male son of, so the son of the idol is actually the doctor of the fan that would later become the idol's daughter. So yeah, it's a bit of a wacky premise, but it's also a really interesting premise. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what season 3 has in store, because I really enjoyed season 2, and because it basically followed the son as he starred in a it was basically like a stage, yeah, it was like a stage show, but there was something special about it. Oh yeah, it was basically like a stage show adaptation of a manga, so it's kind of like if you were to watch Demon Slayer on stage, that kind of thing. Oh. So yeah, I'll probably be watching Oshinoko. I've watched Fire Force. I still need to catch up on Spy Family, and I also need to watch this week's episode of MHA Vigilantes. Yeah, I imagine Sentenced to be a Hero, which is a really, really good brand new anime that I highly recommend. I think that will also be coming back at some point this week for its second episode, and Yeah, another highly anticipated anime that I'm really looking forward to watching this week when it comes out in a couple of days is Frieren Beyond Journey's End Season 2. Because even though Season 1 was a mixed bag in my experience, like, I enjoyed the first half, the second half was a bit like, wait, what's going on? I am excited to watch Season 2 and see whether Frieren can actually make it to that series interpretation of Heaven, in order to talk to Himmel, her much-loved friend, who, obviously, because Frieren's an elf, so she's got a much longer lifespan, so she's had to deal with a lot of loss and grief and heartbreak, but also a lot of great memories, a lot of long-lasting and amazing friendships. But it's a very bittersweet anime. So yeah, man, clearly I'm not used to talking this much because I've never had this before. Maybe it's just the jet lag catching up with me, but I'm kind of having little moments where I kind of realise how long I've been talking, and my body's just like, stop. So I might need a couple of quiet moments where I just kind of get my energy back a little bit. I think I can get a skill. So I'm just gonna go to the recommended. Okay, hydrate, straightaway acceleration, and corner acceleration. So let's see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we'll get acceleration. Because especially if we want to satisfy the conditions to fully complete the event, we will definitely need to make Urguri amazing at racing in mile races. So both stamina and power have gone up to an E, which is really good. And even though I am obviously doing a chill stream today, I do, as of now, unless I'm still feeling pretty jet lagged tomorrow, I do plan on returning to my 5-game cycle tomorrow, especially because tomorrow is Thursday, so it'll be Ghost of Yote Day. And I definitely want to get more Yote in if I can. But at the same time, I'm gonna see how jet lagged I am and kind of listen to my body. And if my body doesn't feel like, you know, putting its everything into a high octane action packed stream, then I'll probably do another chill stream again. But also, because I am still jet lagged and wanting to recuperate, there may be circumstances or reasons where I'll cancel the stream. And yeah, but as of now, I am planning on streaming tomorrow. So yeah, let's do that one. And then we'll race. So this is Urguri's debut race. It's kind of interesting because I think Urguri Cap is the only Umamusume character in this game where you can actually see her debut race in multiple forms, because I don't think the anime shows. Well, actually, it might show Special Week's debut race, so never mind. But in Cinderella Grey, you can actually see Urguri Cap's debut race for the Twinkle series, which is what this game races take place in, yeah, you can actually see it kind of adapted into the anime, the Cinderella Grey anime, which is really cool. I think for this career mode I need to run Urguri as a pace chaser. Yeah, I do. Okay. So I definitely want to make sure I'm doing that. So change the pace chaser and then view results. There we go, first place. So Urguri won her debut race. And we're just gonna move on to the next race because there's no point watching the concert if you can't hear it. Okay, so the next objective is earn 3,000 fans, which is pretty easy to do. So, stamina, because that's lower. And then speed. And then we'll do stamina because that's lower. And then power. I mean, I have a lot of anime to catch up on, but I don't think I have that many TV shows to catch up on. I do really need to actually watch the finale of Stranger Things though. I still haven't watched it, but it is a long episode. It's 2 hours, so I think me and Fred just want to try and find the perfect time to watch it. Yeah, especially because now it is getting harder to avoid spoilers because obviously now the episode's been out for a little bit, so people are feeling more like they can talk about it. So yeah, I am aware of something pretty big that happens in terms of 11's fate, but that's about all I know. So even though I do know potentially what happens to 11, I don't really know much else about the Stranger Things finale. Yeah, so I've got Stranger Things to catch up on, anime to catch up on, and then I'm definitely gonna yeah, and then on Netflix I have just started watching, it's not a new TV show but it is new on Netflix. I've started watching a show called The Good Doctor, which it's basically kind of like, it's a medical drama, so it's very kind of Grey's Anatomy-ish, The Pit-ish, I guess. I'm just trying to think of like popular modern medical dramas, but The Good Doctor is a little bit different because it follows a doctor with autism and also with savant syndrome, which is basically they have like a intelligence that's considered way above someone that their age might have, and they also have a really good memory and everything, so they're basically literal classified genius. But yeah, The Good Doctor, it's about a doctor with autism and savant syndrome, who by the way is played really well by British actor Freddie Highmore, who people might recognise that name from the Tim Burton Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie, because that's where I know him from, because he played Charlie Bucket in that movie. So the Charlie that goes to the chocolate factory. And he was so good in that movie, and I'm only like, I've only watched the first episode of The Good Doctor, but I can already tell that Freddie is gonna be amazing in that role, in the role that he's playing as the Doctor. And yeah, I'm looking forward to watching more of it, because The Good Doctor has been on my radar for a while, like American origin shows that I really do want to watch, and it wasn't until my mum kind of beat me to it and started watching it and said how good it was that was kind of like the final, I mean, I don't want to say like the final nail in the coffin, because that makes it sound bad, but maybe like the final straw in the hay bale that made me want to watch The Good Doctor. So yeah. Oh, my body's doing that thing again where it's getting breathless. Ah! Okay, so there we go. Just keeping on training augury. Okay, so speed, power, wit. Yeah, let's do that one. I know another show that is a Netflix favourite that I'm overdue to even start watching is Wednesday. So I'm hoping to start watching that at some point this week anyway, within the next few days. Because I like, especially after hearing how like offbeat funny that show is, like because I do actually love shows that they're not explicitly described as a comedy, but they have humour in them anyway, and I've heard that Wednesday is a lot like that. Hi Ibrahim, welcome in. So I hope you're doing well. Okay. Do stamina and power, absolutely. And now power. More power. Power to augury. And now we're gonna fulfill the criteria so we can continue on to the goal race. Or continue on to the next goal rather. So let's do this one. There we go, first place. Winner winner chicken dinner. And then, yeah, I'll just say keep up the good work. Then for this one, I'm gonna do what I think is the best option. So the option with the least drawbacks. So persistence is key. And then, oh, that's weird. I've never seen that before. I think that's Gold Ship, but yeah. No, not Gold Ship, Gold City. There we go. Yeah, I've never seen like a enemy question mark flash on the race before. That must be a recent addition in a new update. So Oh, that's totally okay, Ibrahim. I hope your arm gets better soon. Yeah, I totally understand if you've not been able to attend my streams lately. Yeah, it sounds like you're having a really rough time. Hopefully things get better soon. I can relate to the sleep schedule going bad part because yeah, I didn't have the best sleep whilst I was away in America, so definitely gonna have to get my sleep routine back in order. I mean, I'm honestly glad I can even do a stream today, honestly. Like, it's gonna be a short stream because I will be wrapping up in 15 minutes-ish. But I'm glad I could stream at all. But I don't want to push it with too long a stream today, so that's why I'm just playing a chill game and passing the time with conversation. There we go. And hopefully you can find some other way to work out as well. One that may, I mean, yeah, because you don't have to use your arms to work out. You can do like leg workouts or, yeah. Because as long as you find some way to like burn off the calories, then yeah, that's all good. So let's see, can I... Oh, no, I need a little bit more skill points. Okay, so now it's time for crunch time. This is the first objective that I'll need to, well, after the Unity Cup anyway, but the next Burgery Cat career mode objective will be the first one that I'll need to actually do really, really well in order to satisfy the event objective. No. So, yeah, so, corner acceleration, there we go. And let's continue on to the first Unity Cup race. So we're gonna do rank F, and we should win. We might lose a couple of matches, but we'll still win. Okay, never mind. We lost one match. So, but we still did better than predicted. So we clearly got a couple of upset victories. Yeah. So I'm gonna up the energy because we're a bit low on energy. There we go, some of our training leveled up. And now we're gonna work on our power. So our team rank went up to E. And that's because we won that last Unity Cup match. Okay, power. And now work on the stamina. So I'm always focusing on whichever one of the stats I want to train is lowest. And then let's rest, because Ogre's feeling tired, which I can definitely relate. Okay, I'm gonna do spring stakes. And we got first place, let's go. I know one thing I also need to do after this stream is eat. Maybe that's also why I'm feeling a little breathless, because I don't think I've eaten. Yeah, I actually don't think I've eaten today. Oops. So definitely gonna see what's in the freezer, I think. Give myself a nice comfort meal. Okay, here we go. Hopefully I can win this. We'll know immediately after the race if I have satisfied the objective, because it'll pop up. Okay, I got in the top 3, so hopefully. There we go, I did it. So I just have 2 more objectives to satisfy before I complete the latest in-game event. So I have to win the next goal race, which is the Mile Championship. And yeah, and then after that I just need to get enough fans. So I am gonna try and push through and finish this career mode though, because even though it's coming up on 2 hours, I really don't want to leave this career mode unfinished on stream. So okay, so I don't quite have enough for hydrate, I don't think, and I also don't have enough for gourmand either. So I'm just gonna head to the next Unity Cup race. So we will win this match, hopefully. Yep, so we did win that match, though by more of a hair's breadth than the predictions said we would, so it was closer. Okay, I'm gonna rest and also do some recreation. Our team has gone up to rank D. Okay, power. And then stamina. Okay, so we are going to do, well, actually, is Corner Connoisseur a recommended skill for Augury? Ah. Wait, that's weird. So Augury isn't at potential level 5 yet, but maybe it's because I have a support card that unlocks it early. But yeah, I can actually unlock Corner Connoisseur for Augury, which I'm gonna do that. Okay, then up the power. And now rest. And then we're gonna, okay, so hopefully we'll do this next objective. Oh yeah, I definitely did the objective there, so I won the race. And there we go, place top 3 in the Mile Championship in Korea. And now, so hopefully, I don't know whether I'll get enough fans from just this one Korea playthrough for the last objective, but fingers crossed I will. It's not looking good for some reason. Well, it looks like fate wants me to finish at 2 hours anyway. Unless we... Okay, I don't think that was enough. Oh, it was. Okay. Never mind, we are continuing. Because I literally got the objective on the last try. Well, the last try I had if I failed anyway. So, where's hydrate? Yeah, I don't have enough for that yet. Okay, rank D. I'm definitely gonna win. Oh no, we didn't win. Oh, it was close there. Well, so much for those predictions. Okay, we're gonna do that one. Okay, so I'm gonna need to keep an eye on the races because we need to win. We need to place within the top 3 of 2 G1 races. I am gonna get a skill, so we're gonna get hydrate. I am playing this game on Steam right now. I have actually included my Steam username in the description of this stream on YouTube, so if you do want to add me. I don't play that many multiplayer games, but it'll still be fun to... I mean, it'll still be nice for you guys to see what games I'm playing, both on and off stream, and keep track of my progress. Yeah, and then, yeah. And then if you're on Twitch watching this, I have a ! Steam command. So that is how you can get my username on Twitch in order to add me. Okay, there we go, Tokyo Dirt. So it's a dirt race and it's mile. There we go, first place, that's how I like it. So we just need to do that again one more time, and then we'll satisfy the career objective. Here we got blessed by the 3 goddess statue. I'm just gonna get Urgari's mood back up to great. And let's do the Victoria Mile. There we go. So the objective has been met. Ooh, I also got a limited time objective, but not event related, which is great. Okay, the 4 paladins, let's go with that one. And now we're gonna up that power level. Okay, so oh nice, I can get Gourmand. Let's do it. But what Gourmand does is it basically reduces the amount of stamina that the racer who has it, so in this case Urgari Cat, needs to win a race. So it can come in quite handy if you don't want to just train and train to get loads of stamina. Although we are doing that anyway. So we're gonna work, so yeah, so we should definitely win against D rank because we're a C rank. Yeah, there we go. We won every race. Ooh, stamina and power both up to a B rank. And now let's up that stamina even more. Okay, so we're gonna go to the infirmary just to get a bit of energy back. And more power. I don't know how I didn't fail that. Though to be fair, the failure percentage was a bit low. Come on, Ogre. And that is that. So I don't think I met the objective. Nope, I didn't. So that is where the career mode and also this stream will start to come to an end. Come on, did I do it? Oh, I didn't get enough fans, so unfortunately it doesn't look like I am going to meet all of the event objectives on stream. But if I stream any longer, I really do feel like I'm going to be pushing myself to the limit, so... Oh, because yeah, this jet lag today has been no joke. I don't think we can change our team. No, okay. I'm just gonna quickly level up my support card. There we go, we're leveling up bamboo memory, but not quite to max level. And okay, so okay, it looks like I am gonna be ending the stream with one Umamusume pull. And maybe one event roulette spin. So we're gonna do that first, and then I'll do the pull using my carrots. So I got a bingo, so I got some friend points. Okay, so let's see, am I gonna get lucky? Well, if I am, I'm not gonna get uber lucky. No, okay, because this game is kind of like other gacha games where if you're gonna get an amazing pull, then the director from the career mode, Akikawa, I think her name is, she'll pop up with her fan before the door opens, and that's how you know you're gonna get an amazing pull. But there we go. So that is the stream for today. That is all the chatting and Umamusume I can muster. I'm definitely gonna very much relax after this stream is over. Maybe get some food, because I was hoping Fred would be back by now to eat with me, but it looks like I'm gonna have to eat without him. So yeah. Okay. Title screen. There we go. Turn the music off. And then go back to Steam. Okay, and then I'm gonna need to switch windows. There we go. Okay, so, well, thank you to anyone and everyone who attended my return stream. If you enjoyed this stream, especially now that I'm back from America, I promise I'm gonna be active a lot more than I have been in the last few days, even if I did have an excuse because I was in another country and I didn't bring my technical devices with me. But if you did enjoy this stream on Twitch, you can follow me and turn your notifications on so you know when I go live. Or if you're on YouTube, you can like, comment, subscribe, turn your notifications on, all that good stuff to support me and keep an eye on my channel to catch future live streams. But as of now, there will be a stream tomorrow, but I am also gonna keep an eye on my tiredness level and see if anything changes, because yeah, I don't want to stream if my body somehow feels more tired than it's done today. But as of now, I will be back for Ghost of Yote tomorrow, and it will start at 4 p.m. GMT. That's another thing, as well as the jet lag I'm having to get used to being back in the British time zone again, because now if I was in Oregon, it would be, well, I'd be asleep right now in Oregon. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna end the stream on YouTube. So if you are on YouTube, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And yeah, I hope to see you tomorrow for some more Ghost of Yote. Okay, bye bye.